Welcome back, man. I know it's been a long time. I told myself I wasn't gonna make no more trucking content. Was trying to focus on the interviews, but that's a whole struggle in itself, trying to get consistent people on the channel. So I'm gonna still add that content in whenever I can get them. But I'm gonna just start doing more vlog type content. Show y'all what it's like out here. Got a load I'm about to pick up, not sure where it's going. But I'm gonna show y'all how to run these Dollar Tree accounts. It ain't hard, but it get kind of irritating because, you know, it's all based on the workers. So last week I was at a stop. My appointment time was at 5 o'clock. I ain't start offloading 5 in the morning. I didn't start offloading until about 7:10, 7:15 in the morning. So that already put me back 2 hours for everything else I did. So on the day that I should have been done working, let's just say 7 o'clock, the latest 6 o'clock, I was working to damn near 9 o'clock. Yeah, I finished up about 8. I want to say it was like 8:20, just call it 8:30 I finished. And I should have been done probably, had that first stop been on time, starting at 5, I should have been out of there about 8:30 the latest. So that shit really pushed me behind. And then sometimes you go to these places, it's 2 people working, and they you know, not to say 2 people can't do the job, but I feel like you need at least 3. You need at least 3 minimum. If you got 2 people, they must be working fast as hell, because 2 people, from my experience doing this shit, it ain't enough. And then that just pushes back your whole day. And then that also pushes you back from grabbing another load because you're behind schedule. So I'm gonna show y'all everything from getting there. I ain't gonna record inside the facility or nothing like that, but I'll show y'all, get your paperwork, drop the trailer. We got rollers and crates and all that shit, how we got it set up. I'll show y'all all that type of shit. But make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And I'm about to get back more consistent with the content. I was just trying to focus on doing other things, but as I say, man, you know, gotta do more than one thing, because I was trying to focus on the interviews, and it's not easy just getting those. And it's not just trucking interviews. I was just trying to venture off into other shit, but I don't know, man. It's not. It started off being pretty easy. I ain't gonna say easy, but I was getting them consistently, and then it just sort of just fell off. I couldn't really people that say yeah, and then they won't come through, or they'll just see the message and won't even respond back even if they're not even interested. So I just said fuck it, and I just, you know, figure out what I'll do. But then I went live the other day, and that's another thing I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start going live while I'm doing these offloads, you know, just to keep it coming and show y'all what it's like, just like I did with the box truck shit. Anybody that's trying to get out there in the field, anybody trying to get with a company that has to touch the freight, y'all can see what it's like, a day in the life type of content. I always told myself, because I could have did some food service jobs. I actually got a call back. This is like 2 years ago. I actually had a opportunity to work with Cisco and I can't remember the other company. It's not Gordon. It's not Cheney Brothers. I had opportunity to work with both of them, but I'm like, what? I'm not touching all them damn cases, and it's nowhere near as many cases. Like, I see some videos, they'll be like, oh, we got 700 cases. That ain't shit compared to what I'm doing. Not my last stop on Friday, the stop before that on Wednesday, I had 4,600 pieces. And you touching everything. I'm talking about even pallets of water, pallets of bleach. Dollar Tree cheap as hell. These places, like the stores, they don't have no, 90% of them don't even have pallet jacks in them. They just got U-boats. That's how they move everything around. So me, I'm looking at it like, damn, at least at the stores, get a goddamn forklift so that way it just make the offload process easier. You can snatch all that. They don't even have docks. That's why I'm gonna show y'all how this shit go. There's only two stores I've been to. Now that I'm thinking about it, only 2 stores got docks. Everything else is like you pulling up to a back door and got to put the rollers and do the whole shit. It's crazy. Because there'll be some stops get 3 pallets of water, 2 pallets of water, and a pallet of bleach. And sometimes you'll have a minimum of 2 stores, but a max of 4. So imagine doing 4 stores in the same day, and every store got a pallet or 2, at least 2 pallets of water or bleach. By the end of the day, boy, you're back screaming for mercy, begging for mercy. You know, the 6-packs ain't bad. Like the little bottles, those shits ain't bad. When it get to them gallons, and after you do so many, because think about it, you literally got to lift every one off the pallet. So it's like, I know it's more money, but it makes the job get done more efficiently. But I guess, why spend the money when they can use my back? Pause. So I guess that's how this shit go. But as I say, man, I'm going to tap in when I get over here, show y'all how this shit goes. You know, you get there, you got to take all the rollers and crates out, load up the new trailer, and then, you know, bust a move and start the day. So I still about, I'd say about 3 hours away from the facility to go get my load, and I tap back in. Had to do a little intro, let y'all know where I've been at. Same shit, still on the grind. I was making a video. I had a live going last week when I was working. Service was bad in the area, so I had to delete the video. But I'm about to be working on getting me a truck again. Start working for myself, because like I was saying in the video that I had to delete, after you work for yourself for so long, it's not a matter of working for nobody. It's not that you can't do it, but you know you're never going to get what you feel like you're worth. The type of work you're doing, the quality of work you're doing, you're never going to get compensated like you should. So I'd rather, a lot of people, I see a lot of videos, people, I had to put $500 in my truck. This is why I won't be an owner-operator. But people are so like small-minded, simple-minded. You first of all, you don't have to spend $500 there at that gas station. You could put enough gas to get you to where you're going, to a cheaper area, and then you could fill up there. Or you look at it as, even if you got to spend $500 for gas, that $500 to make you $5,000. Because this ain't like no box truck loads. They got semi-truck loads paying $8,000, $10,000. It's just like everything. You got to catch the good ones. They do definitely got cheap ones, but it's way more money to be made doing the semi. So if you could spend $500 to make $5,000, I think that's an even trade, in my opinion. Scared money don't make no money, and you got to spend money to make money. So if that's what you worried about, the gas, to be an owner-operator, you spending that money to make money. So you gonna make that $500 back. And it's all about what you negotiate too. Gas comes into play in your rates. And for the people that been following me, you already know, whatever rate, even if it's good, if you can get an extra $100, $200, get the money. And if not, make sure the rate is good. Like I always tell people, man, everybody overhead is different. Everybody got different, you know, everybody criteria is different. So somebody who got a cheaper truck payment or no truck payment at all, cheaper insurance or more expensive insurance, all your rate that you choose to the load that you pick, the load that you choose to run, you got to put all those factors into play, and you got to base your decision on what load you're gonna pull off that. Same thing like I used to say, you got to know how much gas you're gonna spend. You got to factor in your truck payment, your trailer insurance, or truck payment if you got a trailer payment, everything. All of that comes into play based on the rate, and then you do your math and see how much you're gonna be able to profit. And then you want to put money away for maintenance and shit like that. You don't just take whatever and then be like, oh well, damn, you ain't making no money, because you got to do you got to factor in all your expenses. You got to know that X number, so then you can figure out what loads you can run and still be in the green. It don't make sense to run loads just to run them, because at the end of the day, once you make all your payments, your gas, your fuel, and all that shit, you want to make a profit. You don't want to just be able to put fuel in, pay your truck off, pay your trailer, pay your insurance, and not have no money. That don't make no sense. So everything plays a part, and for the people out there who's company drivers, that's what you got to pay attention to. You can't just take anything and then say you're not making no money. You're not making money because you're not doing your shit right. But that's that. I just had to say that because I seen the video and I'm like, people don't know, and that's why they say shit like that, because they don't know. But definitely gonna be looking into getting my own truck and trailer and doing my own thing again, man. It's better off that way. Tried to find some local companies, but nothing they came across my desk was worth it. And believe it or not, I see a lot of local companies paying per mile. And it's like, if I'm going home every day, how much miles can I really run? I had a company, it was actually Ryder. I had an interview with them, this is maybe about a year ago. And they were talking about 47 cents a mile. I'm sitting here like, no, that ain't it. That ain't it. 47 cents a mile. There was no more than like 1,500 miles a week. That ain't no money. That ain't no money. And I think Anna was touch free. Now, on the business side of it, I can understand why companies, even local companies, don't want to pay per hour, because people could get out there and milk the clock. People will be working 16, 17-hour days when realistically they could be working 10-hour days. So, you know, companies, they into making money, not losing money. So I can understand that. When you get paid per mile, you gonna hustle to get your shit done so you can make more money, so it benefits the company. I get that. But no, I can't do that. I can't work locally getting paid per mile unless it's a beautiful rate. And that's not it. And as I said earlier, how much miles can you really run a day when you're going home every day? It's never going to work in your favor like that. So if I'm working locally, I need an hourly job. Hourly or a good salary, either or. But it all got to make sense. So that's that. As I say, man, I'm back. I'm going to try to keep the content. Well, I will keep it consistent, do more lives, and you know, get back to it, man.